6th in the AP preseason poll right now, number 9. They were 4th in the SEC preseason poll. Two of the very best from their respective conferences. NC State in red, Oklahoma in the cream, and the opening tip is controlled by the Wolfpack, and we're underway here in Norman on a Wednesday nights.
We'll expect player to player early here from Oklahoma. And for NC State, it's so much about taking care of the ball and shot selection because we know Oklahoma wants to get out and run.
Here's Zam Jones, defended by the freshman Aaliyah Chavez. Jones hangs in the air, can't get it to drop, and a rebound for Sahara Williams. The junior playing very well right now for OU, and you see how quickly they want to push it up the court. Peyton Verhulst and Raegan Beers, two familiar seniors. Zaya Vanna, sophomore. Chavez, the star freshman, the leading scorer for this Oklahoma team. 5 starters averaging in double figures for OU. Trygger over to Brooks, and a turnover. Starting 5 for NC State. Zam Jones averaging 15 points a game the last 4. And again, you cannot blink, you can't look down.
Much aware of how quickly Oklahoma can get up and down the floor.
This is a good matchup to watch. It's the Williams-Pierre showdown. Pierre, an outstanding rebounder, bumped off the rebound by Van, and here comes Williams with the handle.
And this is why Oklahoma is so good in transition. All 5 players can knock the 3 down. All 5 players are moving constantly.
Beautiful pass by Williams, but a tough finish for Verhulst. Brooks, speedy guard, can get down the court quickly.
Great change of pace there to get by the defender.
Chavez pulls from deep. One and done. Pierre, outstanding rebounder, averaging 14 and 13 on the season. The 13 rebounds a game, good for 3rd in the country.
And that's one thing both coaches said. Rebounding is critical to get the win here tonight.
Pierre went for 18 in the most recent game for NC State and added 16 rebounds in 27 minutes against Southern Miss. Van for 3. Chavez on the glass. Chavez averaging 18 points a game. That's first on the team and 6th in the SEC. Brooks got half a step on Van, and that's all that Zoe Brooks needs.
Well, one thing that's critical is as good as Oklahoma is defensively, they've got to take care of the ball because they're going to put a lot of pressure on their half-court defense. Samuels
with the steal, up to Brooks for the pull-up. Good response by NC State. Verhulst from deep. One and done, and now Brooks. Brooks trying to get around Van, leans in, and she is 4 for 4 to start here today. You thought the first 5 minutes were going to be critical for NC State today. Why?
Well, because this is a young team. First true road game.
There's Pierre. On the spin, Williams does everything well for Oklahoma. Halfway down from Pierre, and the rebound for OU.
And Eric, you hit it on the head earlier. The key matchup to watch is Pierre on Williams. Why? Because they are the nucleus of both these ball clubs.
Bears on the inside. NC State, Samuels transition 3. Trygger knocked it away. She touched it last. Beatrice Culleton is on. Here she is, wearing 0. Verhulst looking for the post-up on Devin Quigley, who's in for NC State. Chavez on the pull-up.
A freshman point guard in this system.
I want to get your thoughts on Chavez as we go along. Verhulst with the block. Good defense. It'll be NC State basketball. And then this recruiting class, excellent, highlighted by Aaliyah Chavez. Set to take on NC State. And here's Chavez with a pull-up 3. And a rebound for NC State. Zam Jones. Jones got a little space, and she'll knock it down for 3.
So much interchangeability with the pieces for Oklahoma. Guards who can post who can knock down the 3.
Chavez now 2 for 5 from the field after that miss, and here's Brooks. Little trouble in transition defense, and a foul is called, and that will send.
But it's the selflessness. It's the chemistry that's really impressed me so far with Oklahoma. Head coach Jenny Bronchick was not happy with her starters. She platoon subbed and went 5 players from the bench. Really talented Oklahoma team.
109-91 was the final in the win Sunday in Fort Myers over the Seminoles. They fell behind by 9 early, as Christy mentioned, but they ended up with 6 in double figures, 66 second-half points, 66 points in a half for a team.
It was a fun game to watch. I'm not sure how the coaches feel about that game, but as a fan, it was a tremendous game to watch.
Chavez knocks down that 3. The foul was on Kaya Smith on the other end on the 3-point shot. Jones averaging 15 points and 5 assists in the last 4 games, playing with a ton of confidence in the take for 2.
Well, so far, Zam Jones and Zoe Brooks are playing extremely well. They're not getting sped up, and they're taking good shots.
Chavez, she's got 7 attempts here in this first quarter.
And Jenny Bronchek was telling us today, I've been on her about some of the shots she doesn't take because it's in our system. She wants her to look for those pulls.
Culleton with the good block, and then Trygger sticks with it, finding Quigley on the cut for her first 2. Lofton, good feed inside, some more good passing.
Well, that tends to happen when you're averaging 92 points a game. A lot of sharing of the basketball with this program.
To the basket, won't drop, but a trip to the free throw line coming up. 5 assists on 8 field goals made by Oklahoma, 1 assist on 8 made field goals for NC State as Trygger heads to the free throw line. The ACC-SEC Women's Basketball Challenge continues. 19th ranked Tennessee in Palo Alto to take on Stanford at Maple. Chavez has been active here, gets by her defender and puts in 2 more.
Otherwise, I think they want to work and get a good shot, especially when you have Pierre in the game, who's so good on the offensive glass.
Aggressive take by Cox on Beers, unable to hit. Williams has it for Chavez. Chavez finds another opening. Can't hit this time. Pierre can't control the rebound. You don't say that too often. Oklahoma fighting on the glass. Counted and the foul, a chance for a 3-point play. And you can just see what this Oklahoma team can get done when it comes to national ranks.
I said, and is it different than your best defender? And then who is the person that just makes everyone better? And she said, that's all Williams.
Yes. Checked every box. And here is Williams in transition after the NC State turnover. Williams spinning, ducking under, putting it in for 2. Kaishi Lunin on the floor, number 7. Final seconds, first quarter. Cox has it knocked away. Down she goes, up ahead with 1 second. Lofton didn't get it off in time. Addie Verhulst, Peyton Verhulst's baby sister, is a cancer survivor and doing great. And we're glad to report that. And we talked to Peyton about that and just the struggle and the challenge that her sister went through and the strength that she showed to really inspire not just her big sister, but this OU team as well. Addie, how do you not watch? Your sister plays for an entertaining team. She's doing an amazing job. She's had a great career.
Addie's watching. There's no way Addie's not watching.
Oh, Peyton told her, Addie, if you're ever going to watch tonight's the night. Good job by Pierre to get in the basket. 6-0 run to close that first quarter for Oklahoma to put the Sooners on top by 2. Now we're tied up again. Bears trying to show that range, a little too strong, and Brooks and Peyton Verhulst fight for the rebound. Possession arrow will give it to NC State. They're still fighting. They're still fighting.
That's why Oklahoma's getting some of these open looks from outside right now.
Zaya Van has it. Lunin back, but Van puts it in.
This engine revved up on the defensive end.
Came off the bench all of last season. Starter this year for this Oklahoma team. Brooks. Tough shot. Bears with the rebound.
I think for NC State, they've got to get a little bit of ball movement because otherwise you're battling the height advantage of Oklahoma.
Williams goes to the spin again and scores.
It allows Oklahoma to get out and run in transition, and then it just continues to allow them to get set on their own defense.
Van got the block on the perimeter, 3.3 to shoot.
When NC State had the ball out of bounds, they threw it off their backside.
Williams, another rebounds, and a foul in the backcourt called on Lunin. Williams, why not? Williams now 1 of 2 tonight from beyond the arc. 5 made threes on the season. Jones with the scoop. She'll head to the line to shoot a couple. Tomorrow on ESPN, 7 Eastern, 3rd-ranked South Carolina taking on 22nd-ranked Louisville. Then Duke hosting undefeated and 5th-ranked LSU. They've gone for 100 or more.
Well, the number 1 scoring offense in the country in LSU and one of the historically better defensive teams in Duke. I'm really eager to see that matchup.
NC State has been outscored 7-3 so far here in the second. They led by 6 in the first.
Well, I like this on-ball screen action with Trygger.
Working it for Jones.
Or Trygger's so good at the pick and pop.
Chavez won't drop. And the rebound for Jones. And here comes NC State. They will run off the miss with Lunin. Lefty with the pull-up for 2.
We talked a lot about Zoe Brooks and Zam Jones, but Lunin is coming upon her own. The freshman is a playmaker when she gets on the floor.
Good job by NC State getting back in transition. Transition 3 for Jones. No. Pierre on the offensive glass. Yes, that's what Khamil Pierre does. Crashes the board. Lunin gets called for the foul. So here is Chavez. You obviously have heard her story. Almost 5,000 points in her high school career. 47.96 to be exact. What have been your impressions? You were here for practice yesterday.
She's a gym rat. All she wants to do is play basketball. She was in here at 9 p.m. last night working on her game. And there was a lot of smoke around her recruitment. #1 recruit in the nation. But I think she's found the right fit here at Oklahoma.
Yeah, Kelsey, we got to get it back quick, because Oklahoma doesn't wait around for us. Jones with 10.
Nice job, Oklahoma, getting over those screens, blowing up the offense.
There's Brooks. Sees an opening to the basket. Verhulst hangs in there, but Brooks does as well. Count the basket. Look, to us on the first replay, it was good. It was a really good play by Brooks to get the handle.
Just like Brooks' design.
Tough shot, but Peyton Verhulst makes tough shots.
For Oklahoma, they came in tonight averaging 45.
Jones works with Trygger, rolls to the baskets for 2. Approaching 3 minutes to go in the first half. Williams again. Verhulst with the save. Knocked away. Battle for the loose ball. Won by OU. Verhulst for 3. Trying to find her range here tonight. Brooks back the other way. 1-on-1. Bit of a force, but guess what? Trygger, right place, right time, and 1. Was there to help her teammate out. The sophomore from Stockholm, who averaged 6.5 points a game last season. All freshman selection in the ACC. You see her numbers this year. Also, 8 rebounds a game is good for second on the team.
Well, a 5-0 run by Trygger all by herself.
Trygger inside, no defensive. Raegan Beers. See the numbers for Beers, averaging 17 points, 10.5 rebounds a game. Pierre. NC State by 3 inside of 2 minutes to go. Jones trying to take Chavez out of it. Trygger there with the defense to swat it away. Good push here by the Wolfpack, trying to add to their lead. Pierre off the bounce to the basket. Got it for 2. Chavez on the pull-up. Pierre the rebound. Already a double-double for Khamil Pierre. 10 points, 11 boards. Jones off balance. Good shot by Zam Jones. NC State outscoring Oklahoma 24-15 this quarter. Wolfpack have shot 52% from the field. 5 on the shot clock. Beers on the turnaround. No. Knocked out of bounds. Last touch by OU.
Yeah, Oklahoma's starting to extend some pressure just to make this hard for NC State to get the shot off.
Brooks will push across half court on the run, looking for some contact. No call, and that does it for the first half. But NC State at Oklahoma on top by 7 over the 9th-ranked Sooners.
And I think it's a direct correlation of why they have a 7-point lead. They've been good on the glass. They have to continue to do that here in the second half.
OU with the first possession of the third quarter, and they look inside for Beers, and NC State was ready for OU to look inside. Pierre back the other way, needs help, still needs it, doesn't get it in time. Taken away by OU. Van trying to turn Brooks around. Van, beautiful move for 2. A team that's averaged 92 points a game so far through the first 8 games of the season. Trygger, can she keep it going in the third quarter? Van giving up some size to Pierre. Inside to Beers, muscles in for two.
It's a matchup. No, they're going to go back to man. She changed her call. One key for Oklahoma, a number of buckets by NC State in that second quarter. Miscommunication, not calling out screens, not calling out switches.
Zam Jones stays hot. 14 points for Jones, averaging 12 points a game on the season. As we mentioned before, averaging 15 points a game in the last 4. Pierre with it inside. Here's Brooks. Off balance, counted in one. Chance for a three-point play for Zoe Brooks.
14 points already.
See the numbers for Brooks, all freshmen in the ACC. Last season, first-team selection, most improved in the ACC, averaging 14 points a game. She's the veteran of this team. This is career start number 50 for Zoe Brooks, and a turnover by Van, taken away by Zam Jones.
And Westmore was honest with us. He said, we've got a lot of youth. He said, we also have returning players in new roles, and it's just a big transition for them.
Brooks, nice shot for two. Lots been made of what this NC State roster makeup is. No seniors on the roster, a first in NC State program history. And we asked Westmore today, who's your leader? And he just kind of nodded, said we're still trying to figure it out. But they figured some things out here in Norman today, although Oklahoma comes back with a basket to pull within 8. Trygger puts it in. Williams scores on one end, Trygger on the other end. Inside Williams, working on Pierre. Pierre sticks with it though. Now Brooks, NC State up double digits, and Brooks can't add to the lead.
Great box out by Van there.
Here's Van around Brooks. Van, Verhulst made a little bit of a pathway for her to the basket for two.
Up and down pace. Westmore wanting his team to slow down and get into a set.
Trygger, her season high 19, also a career high in the season opening win over Tennessee. Williams won't drop, and a foul's going to be called on Beers. Kaya Smith picked up 3 fouls in the first half. Wonder how much we'll see her here in the second half. Trygger defended well. Oklahoma gets the stop. Here's Chavez. Been quiet for a little while. Just a little while.
We talk so much about Oklahoma's offense, but it is their defense that fuels their offense. Oklahoma needs to get some defensive stops.
Samuels corner 3. Trygger inside. Couldn't get the follow-up. Chavez flips it up. Oklahoma within 6. They were down by 10. Trygger. Foul called on Stewart.
Creek says she's been quiet.
I won't make that mistake
I got
again.
you. Pull up in transition because they gave her a little space, and then she just attacks. A great kiss off the glass for the freshman.
Challenge matchup last year for NC State. That was a win for Oklahoma at Louisville. They were down 17. Verhulst had 21 to pace the Sooners. Chavez has 17 to pace them here tonight. Trygger at the line. 15 points now for Tilda Trygger. Williams leans inside on Pierre. Williams to shoot a couple. 0 for 3 tonight, trying to find her touch at the free throw line. Tennessee 5-2 on the season, taking on Stanford.
For Stanford, that it's a new year that they can win the big games. And for Tennessee, I think they're still looking to find that true identity this season.
Samuels, tough shot, can't get it. A foul's going to be called on Trygger. Miami, Syracuse, and OT over Auburn with the victory. Georgia is now 10-0. Wolfpack with a 20-7 night as they beat Florida State. 80-60 was the final. Before us, we mentioned Kentucky, Miami, and Oregon at 20 in that game.
How about the Bulldogs?
Looks a little confused against the zone, so Zoe Brooks tries to attack it. They get the 3. No. Pierre's got the offensive rebound, a second chance here.
Oklahoma does such a good job of mixing up the defense. They can go from the zone into man and vice vice versa.
Pierre must love when the team goes to zone because she finds the opening.
Khamil Pierre.
Time and time again.
I don't think Pierre cares what a team is in. She's going to attack that guy. 54 rebounds in her last 3 games.
Oh, you're doing quick math. You let me know how that works out. Brooks' second personal foul. No one with more than 2 for NC State. I mentioned Smith with 3. NC State led by 10, 56-46. And now it's a 5-point game. Quigley will try a 3. Look good off her hand. And
Three-point basket by Devin Quigley.
Manchester, New Jersey has 5. Back the other way. And Cox disagrees with the foul call.
Sahara Williams shooting 2.
One against Coppin State before going for 16 and 14 in the Florida State win. ESPN2 Friday night men's hoop top 25 showdown. Gonzaga ranked 11th. So Williams figuring things out at the free throw line after a cold start.
Player to play for Oklahoma, and they like to switch a lot, 1 through 4, again the versatility of their players.
Good movement by NC State. Open look in the corner. Will throw. That's Matt Cox on the glass with the putback.
Matty Cox.
First points for Cox. Chavez got her defender in the air.
Aaliyah Chavez for 2.
It's a 2-pointer. They will go to the monitor to check for 2 or 3 at the next timeout. Brooks, tough take. Earns a trip to the free throw line. Brooks at the free throw line. Zoe has had a steady climb. I mean, she's been in the mix since her freshman for the Wolfpack. 31 wins, a trip to the Final Four. Different look to this NC State team this year. Still NC State replacing such valuable players.
NC State has the 3rd hardest schedule based on net ranking for the Cats.
Walked out of bounds by the
Ninth-ranked Oklahoma. Winners of 6 straight. Stewart. Chavez got her feet tangled up with Jones. Verhulst trying to work on Brooks.
basket by Verhulst. Who's good?
To play with Joy. Well, Joy looks good on you, baby.
That's 3rd foul on Brooks, who has the rebound off the miss by Verhulst. There's Brooks playing with the 3 fouls. No hesitation to the basket. No drop, but she'll go to the free throw line. That Final Four team and that experience of here tonight making his 50th straight start.
We use the analogy of tennis. One play ones, 2 play 2, 3 play 2. But now Zoe Brooks playing the 1.
Final minute, 3rd quarter. Culleton back on the floor for Oklahoma. The freshman going head-to-head right now. Noonan trying to stay with Chavez.
Aaliyah Chavez.
Final seconds, 3rd quarter. Jones has to go 3, and she goes to the basket.
Sam Jones.
Accelerates, and that is how the 3rd.
That's another 3rd quarter. Our score: NC State Wolfpack 70. Your Oklahoma Sooners 65.
You know what I don't forget? The National Cancer Institute estimated that as of 2022, there were over 18 million cancer survivors in the U.S., and I'm sitting next to one of them, so I'm always thankful that you're one of those 18 million, and we certainly hope through the funds raised through B-Week that we can continue to strive to eradicate cancer.
Well, research matters. Every cent given matters.
Count it and 1, and a turn to the crowd by Sam Jones. Chance for a 3-point play.
Get to the free throw line.
During the quarter break, the officials did go to the monitor, confirmed that that Chavez basket was a 2 in the 3rd quarter, so score is correct. 73-65, 8-point deficit for the Sooners playing on their home floor. Rattling in another 3, the freshman from Lubbock, Texas. And Noonan just lost the handle. Verhulst, Chavez, Jones comes back and gets called for the foul. Career high for Chavez, 29. She's done it twice. That comes out, so she's at 24 and holding on 10 of 21 shooting. 25.
And counting.
Jones, good feed inside to Trygger for two. Verhulst, tough one for Beers to corral. She does, sticks with it, and gets the two. Closing in on 7 to go here in the fourth. Jones, knocked away by Verhulst. Jones open for three.
Another miscommunication by Oklahoma, and NC State made them pay yet again.
Chavez answers, 3 more. Brooks leans in for 2. Back and forth we go here in Norman. Williams made the extra pass for Beers.
ISO to go one-on-one.
Pierre, tough matchup here for her with Williams there defensively. Brooks trying to work on Chavez. No call. Count the hoop. Zoe Brooks gets the friendly roll on the road. Van. It is just a shootout right now in Oklahoma. Van into double figures with 10. She touched it last. NC State ball. Jones. Chavez trying to turn up the defense, and she does! Takes it away! And a foul on NC State in the backcourt called on Jones. Second foul on Jones. Brooks the only one for NC State with more than 2. She has 3. Beers with 3. Smith with 3 for OU. Chavez 2 more.
And the thing is, everyone knows it's coming, and no one is stopping it.
Brooks heading to the free throw line. The freshman scoring record, by the way, is held by Courtney Paris, the great Courtney Paris, 36. So it is in play with 4:53 to go here in the fourth, and Brooks at the free throw line. One of 2 for Zoe, and NC State on top by 3. NC State 3 for their last 3 from the field. Oklahoma 4 for their last 4 from the field. That ends the run. Stewart couldn't get the putback. Trygger's got the rebound. 17 and 9 for Tilda Trygger tonight.
Well, if you're an NC State fan, anytime they've had 3 players in double digits, they're undefeated on the season. They have 4 right now.
7 on the shot clock. Back out, Trygger, open for 3. Pierre on the offensive glass. Won't drop, but she'll go to the free throw line. 19th rebound for Khamil Pierre. Pierre had 21 rebounds against Green Bay, career high. One of 2. They still get it to the freshman. Williams comes to set the screen. The trap out top, knocked away from Chavez. 7 on the shot clock. Beers with the pass to Williams. The spin, and she's fouled. Collaborative replay with Birmingham in use here at the SEC home venue as Williams hits at the free throw line. 1 of 2, and Trygger has a double-double. 17 and 10 now for Trygger. Brooks. Samuels back on the floor. The feed to Pierre. The quick release drops it in for 2 more. Williams fights inside. Counted for 2. Westmore calls a play from the sideline inside of 3 minutes to go in the fourth. Pierre on the spin for two.
Westmore just keeps calling the set plays, and his team executing at a high level.
Pierre knocked it away, but off the backboard into the hands of Van, and before the shot, a foul is called. Maddie Cox is into the game. Williams inside, Trygger with the block. Williams sticks with it. Can't get it to go. Beers fights and scores! And one!
And one opportunity.
Can't cash in. Trygger tiptoeing. Tipped out of bounds, and it's going to be NC State basketball.
Here comes Pierre.
Will they go to Pierre again? Brooks. Williams there. Brooks. Williams recovered and got the block. Another great play by Sahara Williams. Van rattles it in for two.
ISO for Pierre.
Comes up short. Verhulst on the defense. Now here come the Sooners. They were down by 10 in the second half. They have a chance to go in front at the free throw line. Closed the second quarter on a 6-0 run. The last lead for Oklahoma was in the second quarter. Williams has tied it at 88. Oklahoma in front. 15 to shoot. Verhulst with the block.
The seventh block for the Sooners. None bigger by this one by Peyton Verhulst. Times it perfectly and gets that ball out of there.
Options here on this inbound would tend to go on the shot clock.
Well, first of all, they got to get it in. That's one of the most difficult areas of the court to inbound a ball. And you see Trygger have to run to get the ball inbounds. Now 5 seconds. She's got to go.
Jones goes. Too strong. Beers the rebound. Up to Chavez.
Westmore telling his team, do not foul.
No need to foul. No need to foul. 1 point game. Final minute. Chavez to Williams. Williams, Verhulst. Verhulst, 4-3. Williams went over the back, and she gets called for the foul. Who came into this game 11 of 17 from the free throw line on the season, but she's 5 for 5 tonight. Pierre has 17 points and 20 rebounds for the Wolfpack. She cannot break the tie. Samuels can't get the rebound, and here comes Oklahoma.
You've seen what NC State has done. Any on-ball screen, they've tried to double, get the ball out of Chavez's hands.
No timeout called by Oklahoma.
10-second shot different. Game clock to shot clock.
Chavez wants the screen. She's going to try to do it off the dribble to Williams. Williams turns with 4. Williams ducks inside, too strong. Samuels, great rebound, and gave it up to Pierre. Timeout called by Westmore.
And Verhulst not defending the inbound. It looks like she's just shadowing to try to make this inbound hard.
Trygger's got it. Back to Brooks with 5. Brooks has it knocked away, picked up, and then batted away by Williams with 1.7 to go. Brooks will trigger the inbound. Keep your eyes on Brooks if she gets it back here after this pass. 2.1 to go, tie game. Brooks gets it in. And a timeout was called. A bit of improvisation perhaps here for NC State.
It totally is, because you see the players going to a new spot on the floor.
Jones to trigger the inbound. 1.8 to go. Into the corner, taken away, and we will have overtime here in Norman. Oklahoma outscored NC State 24-19 in the fourth quarter to force the OT, and the tap is controlled by Chavez, who looks to attack right away and scores right away. Jones to Trygger. Had a good night, not this time. Verhulst with the rebound. whistle away from the basketball. Pierre with 14 points, 9 rebounds tonight. Had the big steal at the end of regulation. First 4 points of overtime. Locked in defensively. Jones gives it up to Trygger. Trying to find Pierre on the inside. Not much happening right now. Brooks got some space and made the most of it for 2.
NC State playing off of Williams.
A miscommunication. Turnover by Williams. Chance here for NC State to tie it up or take the lead with a 3. Jones looking for the tie. Pierre's got the block, and Pierre's got it. Pierre is limping back behind the play. She's grabbing at her right knee. Van short. Pierre is still back behind the play. Williams puts it in for 2 with Pierre down and grabbing at her leg. Brooks working on Van, and an offensive foul is called on Zoe Brooks. That's her 5th.
Trygger working so hard to prevent Bears from getting that inside position.
Verhulst. The freshman Lunin in the game now for Brooks in a big spot. And a blocking foul is going to be called on Chavez. And here is Kaishi Lunin. First one drops.
Stanford. This one will start on the ESPN app, and then we'll get you there after the conclusion of this one, Eric.
All right, Kelsey, we are in overtime here in Norman. 1 of 2 at the free throw line. Oklahoma with the ball and a 5-point lead with 2 minutes to go in OT. Chavez, no. Verhulst gets her 10th rebound, but couldn't hold on to it, and she gets called for the foul. That will send Zam Jones. NC State not with a lot left in the tank here at OU.
As well as for her score, because where they've had success is the guards getting downhill this second half.
We've seen this season that Zam Jones is up to the challenge. He's had a breakout sophomore year. She brings it to a 3-point game. Van got past Jones. Can't get the pull-up. Beers inside is fouled. She'll go to the line. Great night for Trygger, indeed. 18 points, 12 rebounds, but she fouls out.
Look for Zam Jones to get a touch here.
She's got it. Defended by Van. Maddie Cox on the floor now.
Another switch by Oklahoma to keep her in front of them.
Entry pass Pierre. Van slipped down Pierre for 2. Into the hands of Chavez, who has 32 tonight. Beers on the post up. Pierre tried to deny her. Beers won't be denied. With the block.
Give Raegan Beers the ball. She's working so hard to create position, and from that position she stays with her miss to get the putback.
Thrown off of the back of Beers by Jones for 2. 26 for Jones. 2-point game, final minute OT. Williams looking for Beers. Pierre trying to get in front of her. Beers. Down she goes. Beers to the line. Foul on Cox, her 3rd. 5th time this year that Raegan Beers has gone for 20 or more. 35th time in her career. Puts in the second one. 2-possession game. Here's Lunin.
NC State doesn't need a 3, but they need to go quick.
Quigley, she'll launch a 3. Pierre comes in and gets called for the foul. The end of regulation in a tie game with a chance to win it. They couldn't get a shot off. Running out of bodies here in OT. Been a rough night at the free throw line for Oklahoma. 61%. 33 now. for the freshman.
I'd go right to the rim. They don't want to foul her.
Three-pointer on the way. Too strong. Jones follows her miss. 8 seconds to go. Beers on the closeout into the hands of Verhulst. And NC State will not foul. And in overtime, 9th-ranked Oklahoma stretches the winning streak to 7. 103-98 the final.